Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro Everyday, and today, this is one way to play the erratic deck. Under the hood we've got only 8 clubs, instead we've got 19 spades. It's quite a few extra spades. I'm noticing right away I have 5 nines of spades, I have 4 twos of spades. In the hearts I have 4 sixes of hearts. 8 sixes, 8 nines. Not quite enough for us to go for the 4 of a kind. That's okay. Alright, so let's go for spades here. We could try to dig for one more 9. I have 5 nines in the deck. I could do queens and nines as a full house. Could take even Steven here. That's pretty good. If I go for spades, I actually don't have that many even spades, but we could go for full houses. We could do the nines and sixes. So one way you could play the erratic deck is you could just restart until you get 10 or 11 copies of one card and then do the 4 of a kind build. I think it's maybe a little bit more interesting to start with not that many, maybe not 10 or 11 of one rank, but maybe 7 or 8 of 2 different ranks. You can play full houses. In this case we have 19 spades. We could do flushes. Typically what I'm trying to do is make flush houses. Way easier to get 2 different ranks and then do flush houses rather than going for one specific rank and trying to do 4 of a kind. Let's take Steven and go next. So we could dig for some hearts. We could dig for some sixes. We said it's sixes and nines. If we just get 3 sixes, that also just wins probably. Sixes and nines. Ship it. I'm looking for some kind of suit changing tarot, probably. Supernova is a perishable, 8 ball is a perishable. We have 3 8s in the deck. I'm going to pass on both of these, saving my money. The boss debuffs my diamonds. That should be okay. I could go for the spades here. If I get an even card, either a 4 or a 2 of spades or a 6 of spades, 8 of spades, we can one-shot. But I'm going to go for the sixes and nines. We have nines, looking for sixes. Now I have the 2 twos. So the flush wins. Okay, Fool we can hold on to. Luchador doesn't do anything for us. Orbital tag for straight flush, orbital tag for straight flush. That's a thing that we could do. It would be tough without any 7s and without any 10s to make straight flushes or just make straights in general. Alright, go next. So here, I am looking for my full house. 9s and 6s, let's go ahead and ship it. Okay, we can take Golden Joker. Even as a perishable is totally worth it. Dr. Acula as a rental, maybe not worth it this early. Let's go next. Alright, I have spades. I can dig for more spades. Or we could do the full house plan. Alright, let's play the spades. I'm not expecting this to one-shot. Okay. 9s and 6s. Steven is okay. We could do better though. Alright, we can take Sly Joker for chips. Could take Andrew. Andrew gives us more discards so we can find our... Probably we could get 4 of a kind with Andrew. I think I'm just going to go Arcana. Get a Hung Man or a Strength card. Strength I could... I don't know, maybe... 7 into 8, not really useful to me. King into Aces, not really useful to me. I think we're just going to hang them, and I think it's going to be the face cards. Or maybe 7 of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, we can hang them. Fool, we can copy it. Okay, this is the most important part of any kind of higher ranking hand, 5-card hand build, is you want card removal so that you can get the relevant cards more often. This is a great start. Alright, here, maybe among my diamonds or among my clubs, 5 of clubs I don't need so bad, but 5 I can strength into a 6. Maybe Queen and 8 here, we can hang them. Maybe what we'll do is we'll sort by suit, and then we can go for our spades. Ship it. Well, that wasn't great. Alright, this is a low spade. I could play the 2 pair. 6s and 4s. I can dig for another 6. 6s and 4s. Ship it. Okay, 2 rentals, probably we pass. Arcana looking for a fool. We don't get a fool, but we get another hung man. So, do we care about spades specifically? No. We only have 46 cards in deck. We're going full houses. If we're going full houses, then 3s, we can hang them. Kings, we can hang them. Fool. Okay, we got strength, we got sun. So sun, we can make more hearts. The 6s are hearts. I would like to turn the 9s into hearts, but I don't have any 9s here. Maybe what we want to do is we want to use strength. 5 can become a 6. 3 can become a 4. Get the even cards for Steven. And go next. Boss says no repeat hand types. Alright, so here I am looking for 6s. Now we have 9 6s. Okay. I can dig for the 6s still. I can play the 3 9s. Let's go 4s and 6s. I could do 9s and 4s. I can do 2s. Nines and 6s as 2 pair is not great. Bummer. Alright, we are reaching our limitations of having only 2 jokers. We do need to find some more technology. Could take Lustful Joker for hearts. Is fine as a perishable. Arcana. I get a Hermit here. I can use Death. So probably I want more of these 6s of hearts. I can turn a 4 of clubs or a 2. How about a 2 with the Death card? And then Hermit. I guess I could hold the Death card and wait for something more interesting for me to copy. But this should be fine for now. I can take a Mars card. We could take Uranus. We could take Venus. Maybe we want to do like a 3 of a kind build with the 6s. Now that we have 10 of them. 3 of a kind 6s, 3 of a kind 9s. I think with only 46 cards in the deck, I think I'm going to go for the 4 of a kind. Let's do that. Boss has no repeat hand types anyway. We could pick up a Stuntman. It's a rental, but it helps a lot right now. Very powerful, just expensive. Also, it's perishable. I think I don't need it right now. I think with Lustful we will be fine. I'm looking for 6s. 9s and 6s, maybe not going to be strong enough. The 9s, let's throw them away. We can choose to play 5 of a kind. I'm going to play 4 of a kind. 4 of a kind and 5 of a kind score roughly the same amount of points, but 4 of a kind is way easier. A compelling benefit of the 4 of a kind, not just that it's easier to draw the 4 of a kind, but it's easier to hold cards in hand, hold gold cards and hold blue seals. I could use an Emperor here. According to the collection, the last tarot card we used was Mars, or sorry, last planet card. So maybe that's fine if we use the Emperor. Sun and Hungman. So the Sun, I want to target 4s and potentially my 9s. Potentially. One more round on Golden Joker. We got a Hermit here. So 6s, 4s, 9s. Generally speaking, we target the even cards because we have Steven. Maybe I could have used the Sun on the 2s, but I don't have that many 2s in the deck. So let's hang the 2s. Even though they're even, I don't have that many 2s. I can strength 5s into 6s, but these 2s aren't really going anywhere, so we'll hang them and use the Hermit. Alright, now we should be on track. Since Golden Joker is done, it's perishable. We could take Riff Raff here, but we don't really have that many Joker slots, so we just re-roll. Standard pack. We could pick up a Purple Seal 9. Purple Seal 9 also happens to be a Wild 9. This is going to be pretty useful for deck building. And maybe eventually we get the Flush House. We can spin the wheel, I guess. We could take the bus. Yeah, the opposite of Midas Mask. Yeah, take the bus. Spin the wheel. Great, go next. Boss has no repeat hand types, so what if we play 3 of a kind? 5s? What if we played a pair of 9s? What if we played high card? Or maybe a full house, maybe 9s and 4s? And then dig for our 6s? Great. All we're gonna do is get 6s. Discard the Purple Seal. Justice. I could make a glass 6. If I did, what would I want to be glass? Probably the 6 of diamonds. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ship it. Nice. Okay, now that we have the bus, maybe we have our scoring a little bit stabilized here. We could go back in time. Back in time going to make it harder for us to grow the bus, but it does give us a lot more time to get our deck building online. So I'm pretty interested in that. These gold seals, probably we pass. Okay, Celestial Pack, maybe 4 of a kind. Maybe take Venus. Fortune Teller's plus 13. I don't want to commit to this as an Eternal. Since Fortune Teller's perishable, I'm just going to go next. Let's go. We have 4 of a kind 6s. Okay, discard the purple seal. We got Judgment. Northern Lion for money. High card. What about high card again? What about discard? Pair of 9s. And then the 4 of a kind with the 6s. Chip it. Alright, losing the glass card there is totally fine. Okay. Farmer? Okay, hearts held in hand give us money. Suit changes every round. Probably I'm not going... yeah, probably we don't do this. Couple considerations. One, currently the plan is to play a 5-card hand. Either 4 of a kind or flush houses we're trying to go for. So it's going to be harder for us to hold cards in hand. Also, let's see here. I already have Northern Lion as a money generator, so maybe I don't need another one. I'm pretty sure for the purposes of survival, let's go back in time. 2 more rounds on Lustful Joker. We could take the Juggler right here instead. Nah. Alright, I can play 3 9s. Okay, that's actually a decent amount of points. I can play a pair of 3s. The 4 of a kind 4s should win. Let's discard for that purple seal. If I have the 2 6s of hearts in hand, I could go for another 6 of hearts and play the flush house right now. So I think with 9 6s in the deck, 44 cards total. If you wanted to go for the 4 of a kind, you could. But the flush house long term is going to be way stronger. Chip it. Alright. We got the flush house unlocked so that we can start taking series cards when we open Celestial packs. Take the series card from the Celestial pack. We can take the free roll here as another value generator. Probably not. Not that it wouldn't be good, just that we don't have room for it. We could use lovers to help set up our flush houses. Currently the flush house is just 6s of hearts and 4s of hearts. We have all these extra 9s, but they're not hearts. I think I'm just going to use the Fool for the series card. Okay, and go next. Since we went back in time, we should be able to beat this boss with 4 of a kind 6s. That was the original plan. So play high card. I can discard here. I can play a pair of 9s. Okay. Play the 4 of a kind 6s. With Lustful Joker. Plus 14 from the boss. Okay. With the 4 of a kind 6s with Lustful Joker, we're able to get 9,000 points. But now Lustful Joker's done. Get me out of here. We could get the Ship of Theseus. This is one of our Jokers from the extra credit mod. Okay, when a card is destroyed, this gains X Molt. I'm into it. Let's go clearance sale first. Ship of Theseus. Fortune Teller's plus 15. Maybe now we're getting desperate enough where that's something that I actually do want. Nope. Alright, Arcana, we can go Hung Man here. So it doesn't actually remove cards from our deck, but it feeds the ship. So if we target 2 cards with removal, that's 0.4 molt per card. Alright, go next. So we can play 3 of a kind 9s. That was a decent amount of points. We can play a pair of 4s. We can play the 4 of a kind. We can discard the purple seal first. Purple seal gives us a fool for another hung man. Okay. So discard. Got a bunch of 6s. We don't need this many 6s of hearts. Hang them. Now times 2.6 on the ship of Theseus. Let's go ahead and ship it. Yes. Obviously, the hung man is just 1 out of 22 possible tarot cards. So maybe the ship of Theseus, we shouldn't expect it to grow too fast, but it definitely did the job here. We can take a sun card. Could take a to-do list. Maybe I'm supposed to take the to-do list. Maybe now we don't need... Slide Joker gives us plus 50% because that's half of the amount of chips that 4 of a kind has. Maybe I don't need Steven if Steven is only going to give me, I don't know, 16 molt or something like that. Yeah. To-do list on pairs. That's pretty compelling. And go next. Okay, so with my sun, I want to use it on 4s. I want to use it on 9s, basically. So let's start with... Do I want to use it on 9s? I do have a lot of 9s. Yeah. Okay. Pair of aces for the to-do list. Okay. I can use sun on the 9s and 6s. I can unlock the flush house here if I want. We already have the flush house unlocked. Let's go ahead and ship another pair. I believe we can play another pair. Is that true? No. The pair doesn't win. It's really close, but it's not quite there. It's just a little bit short. We can play the 4 of a kind 6s. Alright, 12,000 for the 4 of a kind. Good to know. Boss is going to debuff my face cards. To-do list on 4 of a kind. We can take a series card. We can take a celestial pack. Yeah, I guess Mercury for the pair. We're never going to play a full house. Celestial pack, we can take another series card. Now, level 5, flush house, 300 chips. Maybe now slide joker doesn't matter that much. I have 3 9s of hearts, 3 4s of hearts. I think for the next one more round, I think I'm still going to play the 4 of a kind because it's easier. Also, we get the to-do list money. Alright, so 4 of a kind, we basically just dig for 6s. I can play a pair of 4s. Chip it. Pair is 5,000. Okay, I have 4 of a kind 9s. Okay. Is there a card I want to make into gold? Maybe a gold 9. Play the 4 of a kind. Chip it. Nice. Maybe I should have just started with the 4 of a kind, because if we started with the 4 of a kind, then we could actually play 2 4 of a kind. To-do list on high card. That's great. We got the paintbrush. Arcana pack. So paintbrush for sure. Take an Arcana pack. Looking for the hung man. So I can use strength on the 5 to set up my 6s. I already have 9 6s and 9 9s. So I think I'm just going to use the hung man here. Obviously it doesn't do anything deck building wise, but it gives us another 0.8 molt on the ship. Venus. I'm going to skip here in case we get a fool. We can copy the hung man. Let's go next. Boss says base ships and molt halved. Not going to skip for a 35 bucks handy tag. Let's go next. So the 4 of a kind 6s. Maybe now it wins, now that the ship of Theseus is a little bit bigger. Start by discarding. I can play 10 high for the to-do list. I can play the 4 of a kind 6s. I'm shipping the 4 of a kind here because I'm not sure if it wins, or maybe what we could do, the flush house definitely wins. If we get a 4 of hearts or a 9 of hearts, seems dubious. So let's play the 4 of a kind. Great. Now we can get more 6s, more 4s, try to get one more 9 for the 4 of a kind if we want to set up another 4 of a kind. I get to see 10 cards, so yeah, maybe we play a full house and that's also fine. Throw away the 4s. Emperor. Strength here is great on the 5s. Followed up with Temperance. Alright, now that I have the 6s, we can ship it. Alright, I believe we are at the point where the flush house wins, and if we don't get the flush house, or anything that's not a flush house, loses. I could take these 2 standard packs looking for glass cards. Holographic ace I don't need. We could take a 6 of hearts. I have enough 6s of hearts. I need more 9s and 4s of hearts. We could skip the steel card. Alright, Mercury, no. Too late to square up. Perishable, permanent marker. Permanent marker now. All enhanced cards can't be debuffed. Let's go next. Alright, to-do list on 3 of a kind. That we can do. So since I have the 9s, probably we should save the 9s for the flush house. Right? I have enough 6s of hearts where I could probably play the 3 of a kind for the to-do list money. Okay. Let's discard. Okay. I'm looking for one more 6 of hearts. I could do 9s and 6s as a flush house. Ship it. Flush house wins. Cool. $25 on Northern Line. Okay, looking for Arcana packs. We can go Celestial, looking for Series. Hierophant is not entirely irrelevant. Mega Standard Pack. We could take a Purple Seal 7. It's a 7 of hearts. That doesn't really help us, so I'm going to skip. To-do list on 4 of a kind. Bosses, base ships, and molt halved. Erosion is going to be plus 32. Molt, maybe that's more important than this Sly Joker. We could take the espresso. Espresso is going to give us $30 when we skip, if we skip, and that would have to be after the boss. It would have to be the next small blind. Nah. Go next. So I could do the 4 of a kind. So 6s, let's make some bonus cards. Let's do the 4 of a kind. We get the to-do list money. Okay. I could do another 4 of a kind for more money. I can get either a 6 or a 4. Sorry, 4 of a kind 4s. Okay. Okay. 4 of a kind 4s, ship it. To-do list on flush house, no problem. And once again here I am noticing the game getting a little bit sluggish, so let's restart. And if I haven't said this a dozen times already, it's because of the mod loader. The mod loader is called Steam Modded. It's a necessary evil. It has code which you can build on top of when you're trying to build these potentially more interesting Joker effects. Can't run the extra credit Jokers without it. Alright, 2 rentals we can skip easily. We could take a telescope. 4 of a kind is our most played hand, so we can use that to get some more Mars cards, though we are pretty deep on the flush house, so I think I'm not going to take it. Here we can take Mars as a consolation prize is fine, but we don't take the telescope. I could open a $3 standard pack looking for... I could take a 9 of hearts. 9 of hearts to help our flush house plan. Go 9s and 6s. That actually seems fine. It makes our erosion a little bit weaker to add a card to our deck, but that's okay. We could take the Stuntman. Stuntman, 250 chips plus bus and erosion. Times 3 molt on Ship of Theseus. That would probably be a good idea. I don't think we need this. I think we just do the flush house. Alright, I'm not going to pay the rental fee for Michelle. We get another Hungman for our Ship of Theseus. I could get a tower card to stone the faces, I guess. It's not a top priority for me. Alright, to do this on flush house, let's stone the jack. Okay. So how about we play the 3 4s? I'm looking for 9s and 6s. I have the wild 9 as another 9. Play the 3 of a kind. Okay. My 3 of a kind is not terrible actually. I can play this pair. I have 9s and 6s. Alright, we got the setup here. I could play the gold 9. Keep the gold 9. Purple seal, that's fine. Alright. 9 and 4, we can hang them. Alright, add them to the deck with a Ship of Theseus. Let's go ahead and ship the flush house. And then that's it. Okay. Arcana packs, we could make a steel card, could make a glass card. Glass cards, here's the thing. Ship of Theseus, when your glass cards break, they get added back to your deck. So Ship of Theseus is glass Joker. Except, it also makes your glass cards indestructible. I really love that about Ship of Theseus, that it has this glass card synergy without referencing the glass cards, has this implied synergy. That's great. We can use lovers on the 9 here. Now we have 2 wild 9s for a total of 6 9s of hearts. That's great. Better than a moon card. Let's go next. To-do list for flushes. Probably not. I guess it's not technically impossible, just probably not. Okay. I have 9s and I have 6s. We're good to go. I can play a pair of 9s for the bus. I can play the flush house. Nice. To-do list on 2 pair. Fool for lovers. I don't think that's too important to me, though it is something that we can consider. I could open these standard packs looking for more glass cards. I think round 20, probably there's not anything too important for me to add to the deck, so maybe we reroll instead. Prideful Joker now gives us plus 18 mult for wild cards. Okay, if Golden Ticket can give us plus $4 per gold card, then Prideful Joker can give us plus 18 mult for each wild card. Maybe now I want to use the Fool for lovers? Maybe. Maybe get rid of the to-do list? Yeah. Go next. Base cards face down I don't really care about. Here's a 9 of spades. Make another wild card. I can discard this 9 now. Get the devil. So we can make another gold card if we want. Oh, I guess I am trying to grow the bus a little bit. There's like a non-zero chance that we end up getting rid of the bus at some point. Actually, a pretty high chance. Okay, we can discard one more time. Gold 6. Because it's a 6, turn it into gold. And then we got the glass card to go with our Prideful Joker. Let's go ahead and ship it. Glass card didn't break, but we got times 4.2 on the ship. Okay, there's a cola. We could take a double tag. Nope, the boss is going to debuff all my hearts. Alright, debuffing my hearts does affect my wild cards, so now these 3 9s are going to be spades. They're not hearts, but that's okay because I still have the other 9s of hearts. I still have the 6s. Question, would you rather get some kind of suit debuff boss here? Could be hearts, could be spades, could be clubs, anything to debuff the wild cards. You lose 3 9s of hearts. When these 3 are debuffed, we lose 3 cards. Or would you rather have this boss? Would you rather have no discards? Is that less bad or is that worse? What about only 1 hand? You use 3 discards and you only have 1 hand. Is that better or is that worse? There's so many other worse things that we could get other than these sort of suit debuff bosses. So this is totally fine. Also, once again, demonstrating here, we only have the 3 wild cards in the deck anyway. Wild cards are somewhat difficult to obtain. And so accepting that wild cards are difficult to obtain, then it makes sense that Prideful Joker gives us such a big number, plus 18 mult per wild card. I think Mars card I'm just going to skip and go next. All right, we can dig for 6s. We can play 2 pair. I want to smash this glass card at least 1 time. I just want to smash at least once. discard. We get another wild 9 just for funsies. Alright. We get the gold card. 9s and 6s. Time to smash. It worked. Smash. Ship of Theseus is now 4.6. Erosion's done. We take a free roll, take a death card. Okay. JJ, too late for JJ. Celestial Pack, we get another series card. We get Arcana. Okay, Temperance gives us 48 bucks because we have Northern Lion here as an Eternal. We could take Sun for our hearts. I don't think that's necessary. Usually what I would like to do is use the death card to copy purple seals. This purple seal happens to be a 9. Seems pretty useful, but maybe I want to use death to copy my glass 6 instead for the Ship of Theseus. That sounds like fun, actually. Do a little bit more re-rolling. Rebate money for queens. I could swap out the free roll here. Nah. Matador, does Matador have any play against this boss? Yeah, maybe we play some debuffed cards against the boss. I think I'm gonna stick with the free roll for now. Espresso if we want to skip for 30 bucks and take a voucher. Cartomancer if I want random tarot cards. I don't need those. We can go $10. Let's just go next. Okay, so I'm looking for my glass card. There's my glass card. This king I can turn into a 6. Okay, and now we just gotta find our 9. I could have saved the death card for the boss, but I'm not actually concerned about it. Alright, we can discard the purple seal. We get a chariot card. We can make a steel 9. Okay. Play the 9. Now it's time to smash. 9s and 6s. Smash. Didn't break any glass. Bummer. Alright, we can take a free roll here. We could check these standard packs now. Yeah, if I got 50 bucks, we should check. Jack we don't need as a red seal. Standard pack, we can take a blue seal 5. Could take a 9 of hearts. I think I want the 9 of hearts. Series card. Ambrosia gives us spectral cards when we skip. It's too late for skipping. We could take the boots here. We could take Wily Joker as a source of chips. Maybe we don't need if we already have such high level flush house. Let's just go next. Okay, so I got a bunch of 6s here. The 9 is not going to be helpful to me. I need to find my 9s of hearts. My actual 9s of hearts. And not my fake 9s. Okay. Okay. I have a bunch of 6s. I can play 4 of a kind 6s. Let's see here. 21 cards left in the deck. I have 4 9s of hearts. Alright, 2 9s of hearts and 3 6s. Actually, if I want, I can play the 4s and the 6s. Ship it. Okay, I can play 9s and 6s. Ship it. Nice. Okay. 2 Arcana packs. Hold Your Breath gives us chips. We don't need. As a common joker, we don't need. Arcana, we can spin the wheel. We can use Lovers to make another wild card. We can make another wild 6. The boss here says Shuffle Me Jimbos. Wild card seems fine. Take an Arcana pack. We can hang him. Hermit for 20. So the benefit of the hung man is we get more scaling on our ship of Theseus. So queens and jacks here, we can hang him. 5.4. Hallucination Vagabond go next. Okay, so we know discard the purple seal. Emperor, give me a hung man. No, but we get a hermit. I don't need the world. Alright, so I have 9s. I have 6s. We have a winning hand. We can play a pair of 6s. Okay, I can play my glass cards. I can play a pair. Chip it. Okay. Discard. Alright, so 9s with the 6. We got the 3 wild cards for Prideful Joker. We have these glass cards. Let's go ahead and chip it. Okay. Okay. We got Ancient Joker. Could be pretty good with all my wild cards, and by all my wild cards I mean I have 4 wild cards. Pretty good Ancient Joker instead of the bus, maybe instead of the free roll here. The bus still does a little bit, but maybe doesn't matter so much if I have glass cards. Yeah. Take the Ancient Joker. Also, probably take the Chad here. We can re-trigger the Ancient Joker. We can go standard pack. Polychrome card. We can take a wild 6. Go one more. Photograph. Nope, too late for the photograph. Go next. Okay, so I've got 6s. Okay. I've got discard the purple 9. Get a moon card. Okay. Alright, so I could go 9s. I can go 6s with the glass card. I could put the glass card in front. I could put the wild card in front. Probably glass card in front makes the most sense with the Chad. Though it's pretty close. If we go put the wild card in front, we get the plus 18 from the Prideful Joker and then times 1.5 from Ancient Joker. We can do glass first. Flush house, ship it. Cool. Could take lovers, could take sun. I don't know if I need the sun anymore. How much time do we have left? Bosses now? Yeah, so sun doesn't matter, we just take lovers. We could check a buffoon pack. Sock my bus again? Nah. Series, sure. Could take Troubadour for the extra hand size. Nah. DNA, nah. Scholar, nah. Alright, so Northern Line here, 50 bucks. We could get Fool for series, or we can copy the Lovers card. We could take another free roll. Too late for the pants. Yeah, that's it. Alright, go next. So, the order of my jokers doesn't really matter. Go next. Alright, so basically it's 6s and 9s, right? Okay. We This 9 here, I can make it into a wild card. I just need 2 9s. Is this enough 9s and 6s? Okay. I can probably keep the steel 9. So what happens if I discard like this? Yeah, that works. Alright, so I got 2 wild 6s. I've got a glass 6. I could go make a wild 9 here. I could use a fool to make a wild 9 here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can put the glass card in front. We could put the foil card in front because you get extra chips also. Put the glass card in front. And ship it. Alright. Just like we drew it up. Couple of things to note here. One, we got the Ship of Theseus. Ship of Theseus scales whenever cards are destroyed. The cards don't actually get destroyed, they get added back to your deck. I think this is really fun. I think this is really cool. I think the artwork is absolutely sick. Artwork by Nito, the same artist who did the Slay the Spire and then also Binding of Isaac cards, the face cards. I really like this as has kind of glass card synergy. In this particular run was not that great. Maybe it's kind of difficult to find ways of card removal. It's really just the one Hung Man tarot card and then also maybe glass cards, and that's it, just those two. There are some other random card destruction effects like spectral cards. About 10% of the booster packs are going to be spectral packs, so that could be another way of getting random card destruction. You can also get the trading card as card destruction, but anyway, we ended up with only the 2 glass cards, and the 2 glass cards we didn't necessarily play them a lot to where they would break a lot. So Ship of Theseus here times 5 mult is okay. Definitely it's better than some rares, you know, obviously better than the driver's license, which is just times 3, but maybe kind of comparable to the Constellation or the Hologram, where well, most of the time it's in the kind of times 4, times 5 range, and then when you get the certain synergies, really good synergies, really strong synergies, you can scale this much bigger, much faster. I just like looking at it. I just like playing with the Ship of Theseus. Here, once again, we got the Prideful Joker. The reason why I came up with this 18 mult number is because Golden Ticket gives you $4 per gold card, and we kind of have the Rough Gem gives you money for diamonds, and the Onyx Agate gives you plus mult for clubs, and so that establishes kind of like this exchange rate between money on score versus plus mult. So this ratio between money and plus mult. So if Golden Ticket gives me $4, then this could give me, I don't know, somewhere in between 18 and 21 mult. I think it could be higher, the Prideful Joker, but we decided to go with 18 mult so far to be conservative. One thing to keep in mind, here we only ended up with the 2 gold cards in the whole deck, and kind of that's the same way with the glass cards. We only ended up with 2 glass cards. So with the wild cards, you're not going to end up with too many in your deck. So even though this number seems like a big number, if you only have 3 or 4 wild cards in your deck, this is not going to apply to every hand. And this is not typically going to apply twice to the same hand. So it's fine. It's a common Joker or whatever. Of course, Ancient Joker is the best synergy for the wild cards. Ancient Joker is always activated by the wild cards. Ancient Joker turns your wild cards into glass cards effectively. But of course, Ancient Joker is rare, so you're not always going to get Ancient Joker. I think one particularly effective use of the wild cards is going to be enabling the flush house specifically, or some of these other higher flush variants. And kind of the idea is, if a wild card, or maybe 2 wild cards, if that is the deciding factor that upgrades my 5 of a kind into a flush 5, if that upgrades my full house into a flush house, if that upgrades my straight into a straight flush, then that's effectively the same as having a glass card, right? Glass card doubles the points of your straight, let's say, or if I have a wild card that upgrades my straight into a straight flush, that also doubles the points of my straight, kind of. Or definitely for full houses to flush houses, that's a huge gap, that's a huge upgrade. In this particular run, we didn't get the blue seals, so our flush house is, I would say this is slightly above average. Slightly above average is level 11 flush house, but still very high scoring. At just level 11, that's only 10 planet cards, 500 chips, 50 molt. So we had the 50 molt bus is comparable to our base molt here. It only takes one or two or a couple to enable 4 of a kind. You really only need 10 or 11 copies of the same card, and so it's the same way with the flush house. You really only need 6 of one flavor and 6 of another, or maybe 7 and 7 or something like that. And so I think the thing that people don't realize about the wild cards is maybe the thing that people don't realize about the hung man is how much a single card can matter, how much a single change to your deck can matter. With the standard packs, I think with a lot of newer players, taking too many cards from standard packs, oh, what can it hurt, right? It's better than the average card in my deck, so it's an improvement to my deck overall. That's not necessarily true. When you add cards to your deck, then each additional change has less impact. What I mean by that is if you have 30 cards in your deck and you add a gold card to your deck, you're going to draw that gold card very frequently. If you have 70 cards in your deck and you add a gold card to your deck, you're not going to see that gold card very much. If you have 70 cards in your deck and you remove 2 cards from your deck, that's not going to make that big a deal because you weren't going to see those cards anyway, compared to if you have only 10 cards in your deck and you remove 2, then those cards you went from seeing them all of the time to now seeing them none of the time. And so it's kind of the same way with the steel cards or glass cards or gold cards. If you have less cards in your deck, you're going to see those specific cards more often. That glass card is going to matter more than a normal glass card would. That gold card is going to do more than a normal glass card would. And so kind of the same thing with the wild cards. If you are diligent about removing cards from your deck, if you are being conservative about adding cards to your deck from the standard packs, then any wild cards that you make, even if it's just 1 or 2 wild cards at a time, you're going to see those wild cards a lot. Those wild cards are going to matter a lot to you, and ended up being what enabled us to do the flush house kind of earlier than we might otherwise, more consistently than we might otherwise. Every card matters until it doesn't. We got the Hearts debuff boss. The Hearts debuff boss did technically affect our wild cards. We did draw the wild cards, but then we weren't able to play them because they were spades instead of hearts. That didn't really, we were able to power through that, and part of the way that we were able to power through that is we had a relatively clean deck construction. The biggest hindrance there was not the wild cards, but actually the glass cards. The debuff on the hearts disabled our glass cards. One thing that is nice about the flush house, because it scores so many points, you can actually win with debuff cards. It's not that bad. Maybe, in theory. Anyway, that's how I like to play the erratic deck. I think with the erratic deck, it's much easier to get the flush house in sort of a spontaneous win streaking kind of erratic deck run compared to trying to do flush fives or trying to do 4 of a kind sometimes. In this run, I think we would have had a pretty good chance just doing the 4 of a kind, and maybe the incentive for the 4 of a kind is you can level it up sooner before you unlock the flush house. And it is easier. It is easier to draw the 4 of a kind. That's why the 4 of a kind doesn't score as many points as the flush house. You should see this as a negative. The prideful Joker. We had one last time, didn't we? Take care, everyone.